Miss Andrews. Oh, Miss Andrews, 15 seconds to curtain, Miss Andrews. Thank you, Scooter. Who are you? Well, I'm the guest star on tonight's show. You certainly don't look like Julie Andrews to me. That's because I'm not. I'm Alex Celico, and I'm here with my crew to film a documentary. Scooter, did you tell Miss Andrews her cue? The show's about to start. I tried, but this guy's in our dressing room. I'm sorry, sir, but we don't allow any paparazzi or autograph signings or whatever. Oh, no. See, my name is Alex Celico, and I'm tonight's guest star. Well, can you sing, dance, act, juggle? Well, I'm here with my crew to film a documentary about puppetry. You see, I talked to Scooter's uncle, J.P. Gross, who owns the theater, to see if I could... Oh, Scooter's uncle who owns the theater, huh? Well, welcome to our show. Let me know if you need anything. Come on, Scooter, the show's about to start. It's good to know people in high places. It's the Muppet Show with our very special guest star, Alex Celico.
Dress up right. It's time to raise the curtain on the Muppet Show tonight.
Hiya. Did you hear the one about the kangaroo who walks into a bar and a hippopotamus comes out and says, I wasn't finished. To introduce our guest star, that's what I'm here to do. So it really makes me happy to introduce to you Alex Celico. But now let's get things started.
The most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Muppetational. This is what we call a Muppet Show.
Hey, has anybody seen my trumpet?
Hi-ho, and welcome again to Kermit, read this. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen? Let's see. It says ladies and gentlemen. So I can't type. Just read. Hi-lo, and welcome again to thy Muppet Shocks. Muppet Shocks? My name is Kermit the Forg. Kermit the Forg? Fozzie, what is this? Shakespeare. Will you get off the stage? Yes, sir. Anyway, as you can tell, tonight is a little different than our normal show. Scooter's uncle, who owns the theater, asked us to transform our old theater into a television studio for tonight. We're filming a documentary about the art of puppetry. Frankly, I know nothing about puppets or puppetry, but Scooter's uncle said that I should. Well, here to talk about the history of puppetry, here's our special guest star, Alex Celico.
Puppetry is one of the earliest art forms ever recorded. It is said that cavemen, when telling a story, would use sticks and stones to narrate their story, bringing these sticks and stones to life. These sticks and stones are inanimate objects which are animated using storytelling techniques. This art form evolved into shadow puppetry, which is using the shadow of an object to tell a story. Then, the art form transformed into using actual puppets, which allowed a performer to tell a story with fabric or wooden characters. Puppets have been present within the human race since 5 BC. They have grown, adapted, and changed throughout times to fit the needs of the generation. This, however, seems to have been forgotten. Today, the art form of puppetry has been lost or forgotten in the adult world. Say you go on the street and ask the first person you meet what they think of when you hear the word puppet. They're bound to answer Elmo, Big Bird, Sesame Street. In fact, we take you to the street now where our roving reporter is reporting live.
Hi-ho, Kermit the Frog here of Muppet News, and I'm here in downtown Westerly, where I'm going to ask the same question to a few strangers. Okay, here comes one now. Excuse me, sir, excuse me. Hi, I am Kermit the Frog of Muppet News. May I ask you a question?
Sure.
First, do you mind us filming you live?
Yeah.
Alright. What's your name?
Nick.
Alright, Nick, I'm going to ask you, what do you think of when you hear the word puppet?
Kids.
Kids. Alright, you're all set. Thank you so much. Alright, see you later. Bye. Enjoy your run. Alright, let's go over here. Excuse me, miss. Excuse me. Hi there. Kermit the Frog here of Muppet News. Can I ask you a few questions?
Sure.
Oh, good. What is your name, and are you okay with us filming you live?
My name is Lainey, and I'm okay.
Oh, perfect. Let me ask you the question of the day. What do you think of when you hear the word puppet?
Puppet?
Yeah, puppet.
Sesame Street.
Sesame Street. Oh, yeah. All right, you're all set. Thank you so much. Bye. We're gonna go up to a house now, if that's all right. Look, there's one over here. All right, let's go. Excuse me. Okay. I am Kermit the Frog of Muppet News. Can I ask you a few questions?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Oh, good. What are your names? And starting with you. I'll start with you first.
My name's Oliver.
Oliver. Oh, perfect. Let me ask you a question. What do you think of when you hear the word puppet?
Puppet, I think of fabric.
Fabric.
Sticks.
What's fabric? I don't know what fabric is. But all right, that's good. You. What's your name? Libby. And what do you think of when you hear the word puppet?
Elmo, because Elmo's a puppet, right?
Elmo. Yeah. Elmo. You with the white shirt. You there.
Max.
Your name is Max. All right. Let me ask you the same question. It's the question of the day. What do you think of when you hear the word puppet?
All the characters in the Muppet Show.
The Muppet Show. Oh, that's a good answer. That's a good answer right there. Yeah, the Muppet Show. All right. Well, this is Kermit the Frog signing off on Muppet News. Back to you, Alex.
Thank you, Kermit. Okay, well, you heard the interview. Sure, these are all very popular puppet characters, but they're characters meant for and performed for children at a young age. These puppets are ones that adults and children are well aware of, but they're not meant to entertain adults and teens. Characters such as Kermit the Frog, Miss Piggy, Edgar Bergen's Charlie McCarthy, and Gonzo are all puppets that are created for a more adult audience.
You mean I'm meant for an adult audience?
Well, Gonzo...
Then my latest act should be perfect! Walking across a tightrope, blindfolded, while throwing axes to the beat of We're Not Gonna Take It by Twisted Sister!
Gonzo, listen, just because you're meant to entertain adults and teens doesn't mean that your acts have to be dangerous.
Too late, you talked me into it. Kermit!
What have I done?
Way down south, way down in Borneo, there's a wild man called a Borneo. Way down in Borneo Bay, ba-da-ba-da. Even though you got a corneo, you'll dance till the break of darneo. Way down in Borneo Bay, ba-da-ba-da. Wild man stands with his clothes all torneo, toot-toot-tootin' on a bamboo horneo. And the bamboo babies start to sway. When you see them dance the Borneo, you'll just put your jewels in Borneo. Way down on Borneo Bay, ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba.
Places for pigs in space? Places for pigs in space? Kermit, my boss, my friend, my inspiration, the one who got me into show business. I quit.
You what?
I quit. Listen, Kermit, I can't stand here idly by being the big star I am, getting paid nothing. But you're not getting paid nothing. I haven't gotten a paycheck in 5 weeks. 5 weeks! Fozzie, that's because they're all right here!
Oh. Never mind.
Well, it seems the next act has bailed on us, so instead of the bouncing Bonicelli brothers, it's guest star time!
Puppetry has always been present in my life. As a young child, I would always watch Sesame Street, and that's when it all began.
Sunny day, sweeping the clouds away. On my way to where the air is sweet. Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street? Come and play, everything's A-okay. Friendly neighbors there, that's where we meet. Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street? How to get to Sesame Street? How to get to Sesame Street?
Sesame Street, a street where children learn, play, and sing. Created by Joan Gans Cooney for Children's Television Workshop, it started as a pilot project in hopes that television could be used to educate inner-city children. I always watched Sesame Street. That's where I learned the alphabet with a big yellow bird, understood directions and places with a navy blue monster, learned how to make friends with a snuffleupagus, understood compassion with Lena Horne and a blue monster, and understood the importance of family with 2 unlikely friends. Sure, I learned so many life lessons through this show, but I also met new friends too. Elmo, Big Bird, Cookie Monster, Grover, Oscar the Grouch, Prairie Dawn, Mr. Snuffleupagus, Telly, the Count, and so many more. But without me knowing, I was learning something else. I met someone through Sesame Street who wasn't a bird. He wasn't a monster. He wasn't a grouch. He surely wasn't a snuffleupagus. He was a regular person with a wild imagination. And that's how I met a man named Jim Henson. Jim Henson was born James Murray Henson on September 24th, 1936 in Greenville, Mississippi. His childhood was like anyone's childhood. He loved to be outside and explore nature. He always looked for that something else in everything. His grandmother, whom he called Dear, was someone he looked up to on a daily basis. In the late 1940s, the Henson family would make a purchase that would change young Jim's life. They bought a television set. From that day on, he found a love for television and all the work that went behind what the audience viewed on the screen. In high school, Henson applied for a job at a local television studio. Unfortunately, the television studio turned him down. They said they were looking for a puppeteer for a 5-minute spot between programs. Hearing this, Henson went home and built a puppet. And that puppet became the frog we know today. Jim Henson created a group of puppet characters, taught himself puppetry, and walked back to the television studio and secured a job as puppeteer. The show was called Salmon Friends and aired twice daily in between programs. It was an instant success and opened Jim Henson to the world of puppetry. Little did he know that his career had only just started.
At the dance up next.
Kermit, I have a question. In this documentary, we keep talking about this guy, Jim Henson. Who is Jim Henson?
Well, Fozzie, Jim Henson is a very old good friend of mine. He always had his hands in things around here. Here, let me show you a picture of him.
Oh, I recognize him. But where did I see him?
Fozzie, down there.
Kermit, don't look now, but, there's someone beneath you.
What?
I said don't look.
Calm down.
There's someone beneath me, too. Look, when we move, they move. Huh, must be hired stagehands or something.
You know, I got a bone to pick with you.
Too late, I just buried it. You know, I went to a really emotional wedding the other day.
Oh, really?
Yes, even the cake was in tears. What are you looking for, Mary Lou?
I lost my mood ring. I don't know how I feel about it.
You know what I don't like about my wife?
What?
The other day, I told her she was drawing her eyebrows too high. She looked surprised.
Did you hear about the guy who got his left arm and left leg amputated?
No, I didn't.
He's all right now.
Can I take this time to announce our engagement?
Sure, why not?
Oh, we're engaged! Oh, I've waited so long! Oh, we're engaged!
Hey, Kermit, when do you think I'll be able to go on and continue my documentary? Well, Alex, you're on after Rolf. He has a spot before you. Okay, I just need a large spot after. I have a whole thing about Jim Henson. No, that sounds great. Rolf, you're up. I'll call you from your dressing room. Sounds good. I can't believe it. I'm being bossed around by a frog. At this time, I would like to present my rendition of one of the great songs of our time. That ever-popular classic, You and I and George. But why, you ask? As well you should. Have I never heard of this great song of our times? The fact is, nobody has ever heard of this ever-popular classic. Its only recording, You and I and George sold 2 copies. I bought one and George bought the other. Where were you? In fact, my own mother turns down her hearing aids every time I sing this song. And so I'll sing it for you now. You and I and George were strolling through the park one day, and then you held my hand as if to say, I love you. Then we passed a beach, and George took off and ran away, and dove into the sea, leaving you alone with me.
Joan Gans Cooney, a television producer, was interested in the idea of combining education with television. Why couldn't children learn while watching TV? She brought this question to the heads of the television company, and they were very interested in her idea. Children have a shorter attention span than adults, so they decided to create a show with short segments that had an educational storyline. They wanted each segment to appeal to the child's eye, so they hired some animators, actors, and musicians to work on their show. But something was missing. Cooney began research for the show's curriculum by hiring 2 Harvard professors, Gerald S. Lesser and Edward L. Palmer. She also held research panels where she would talk directly to children and adults about learning curriculum. That is where she met Jim Henson. She fell in love with Henson's puppet characters and decided that she wanted to hire Henson to create characters for her show. Henson was skeptical. He didn't want to be known for making characters for a children's show. However, after some negotiating and copyright agreements, Henson signed on to create Muppet characters for Sesame Street. The show became an instant success, and Henson's characters gradually became the forefront of the show. However, Henson still wanted to work in adult and family television, and in 1974, Henson would change that.
You hear all
The bear goes
banana?
That's not quit. I can't.
Will you knock it off? Knock it off! Hey, knock it off!
Knock it off.
Will you knock off the knock it off? Knock off the knock it off!
Knock off the knock it off.
Knock it off! Come in. Oh, hi, Kermit. How's the show coming? Oh, well, it's a mess, honestly. I know now why we don't do this show as often anymore. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I have to keep calm for everyone, but it's so hard. I feel like a failure sometimes. Well, if there's one thing you always taught me, it was to always be yourself. Don't keep things bottled up inside. I taught you that? Yes, you did. It's not that easy being green. Having to spend each day the color of the leaves. When I think it could be nicer being red or yellow or gold, or something much more colorful like that. It's not that easy being green. Seems you blend in with so many other ordinary things. And people tend to pass you over, 'cause you're not standing out like flashy sparkles in the water, or stars in the sky. But green's the color of spring, and green can be cool and friendly like. And green can be big like a mountain, or important like an ocean, or tall like a tree. When green is all there is to be, it can make you wonder why. But why wonder, why wonder? I'm green, and it'll do fine. It's beautiful. And I think it's what I wanna be. And now performing for you tonight on roller skates, here's the furry, fuzzy, funny man, fabulous, freewheeling, fast and frantic Mr. Fozzie Bear! Oh, hiya. You're a wonderful looking audience. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm Fozzie Bear, and I give the jokes, you give the laughs. I got a joke for you. Yo. Yesterday I went to the bank. An elderly woman was in line at the counter in front of me. She asked for her balance to be checked, so I pushed her over. Oh, that was a funny one. So, the other day I was at the beach and I was reading a book about anti-gravity. I couldn't put it down. Waka waka. You like that one? Well, I got another. So, a man walks into a bar and sees a horse behind the counter. The horse says, "What's the matter? You surprised to see me here?" And the man replies, "Yeah, did the cow sell the place?" His jokes were so bad he couldn't even stay on the stage. I don't think the roller skates worked. Well, I don't think your jokes worked.
Kermit, I found next week's guest star.
You did? Oh, good. Pierce Brosnan canceled on us.
You know Dolly Parton, the country singer?
You got Dolly Parton to do our show?
No, the next best thing. Dolly Parton's nephew, sister's husband's daughter. Kermit, meet Dolly Farton.
Hi, Mr. Kermit. It's a pleasure, really.
Dolly Farton? Gonzo, this is ridiculous.
So, where's my dressing room?
You have no dressing room because you are not next week's guest star.
But Kermit, listen, she's terrific. She's everything you'd want in a guest star.
Well, what do you do? Sing, dance, act?
No. I juggle flaming torches while whistling to my father's, sister's, nephew's, aunt's 9 to 5 song.
That's my kind of woman.
Will you get out of here? Gonzo, she is not guest star material. She's wearing a whoopee cushion, for goodness sakes.
Well, nobody's perfect.
And here he is again, Alex Celico, to move our documentary along.
In 1974, Henson realized he was being typecast into children's television. He put together 2 pilots for a more adult demographic show, which featured new puppet characters. These pilots were The Muppet Valentine's Show and The Muppet Show Sex and Violence. These 2 shows were considered pilots for The Muppet Show. However, neither of these 2 specials were ordered to series. They were both missing that star quality. In The Muppets Valentine's Show, a whatnot Muppet was used as a host. In The Muppet Show Sex and Violence, Nigel was used as a host. Both hosts were boring, in Henson's words. Lou Grade was interested in Henson's work from the start. He ran a British television station and helped underwrite 2 specials that Henson was involved with: Julie Andrews on Sesame Street and Herb Alpert and Tijuana Brass. Grade offered Henson a deal. He could bring Henson's Muppets to television if the program could be produced in England and distributed to television stations nationally and internationally. Henson agreed. A new pilot was ordered for the new and improved Muppet Show with a brand new host. Kermit the Frog moved from Sesame Street to The Muppet Show after a decision was made that Kermit would be the perfect straight man against the other Muppets' antics. The Muppet Show's first season was dry. It had some of the world's greatest stars featured as their guests, but most of its comedy was very English. Realizing this, Henson made Jerry Jewell head writer. Jewell helped out with some episodes of Sesame Street, and Henson loved his writing style. With a change in writing style, The Muppet Show became a success in both the United Kingdom and the United States, taking in 14 million viewers by its second season. Henson's Muppets have made primetime television. Every episode had a celebrity guest star who would interact with the Muppet zaniness throughout the show, performing acts as well. At first, Henson had a hard time getting guest stars to sign on to their show. However, once the show hit off, The Muppet Show was the most sought-after show on television. Many popular guest stars included Florence Henderson, Harry Belafonte, Steve Martin, Rita Moreno, Elton John, and Diana Ross. Henson's Muppets were off to success.
And now, Veterinarian's Hospital, the continuing story of a quack who's gone to the dog.
Alright, Nurse Janice, who's our next patient? Oh, I guess I'm alone.
I am replacing Nurse Janice today, Dr. Bob.
Oh, a bear in my office? Why, that can't be.
I am here to serve you, Doctor.
You don't serve me, you serve the patient.
Oh, I see.
Well, are you even practicing?
Yes, I'm practicing.
Medicine?
No, the bongos.
Well, let's take a look at our patient.
Dr. Bob, I'm having a baby.
A baby?
Yes, a baby.
baby. Now help me, Dr. Bob.
Dr. Bob, have you ever delivered a baby? What do I look like, the mailman?
Ow! I think my water just broke.
Nope. That was mine. Dr. Bob, that was a sick joke you just said. Hang on. Just took its temperature. It was a healthy joke.
Enough with the jokes. Do you remember where we are?
Well, by the way the jokes are dying, we're in a morgue. Dr. Bob, we need to help deliver this baby. Oh, yeah. I forgot. I was too busy thinking about our last patient. Which one? The one who was run over by a flock of cows. It's a herd. Herd of what? Herd of cows. Of course I heard of cows. What planet are you from? And so we've come to the end of another veterinarian's hospital. Good. Tune in next week when we hear Nurse Fozzie say, Dr. Bob, I think we lost our patient. Lost? Well, she couldn't have gone far. She was under the sheet a second ago.
After 5 seasons of The Muppet Show, Jim Henson went on to create 3 spectacular movies with his Muppet Show Muppets. These movies were The Muppet Movie, which was a fictional telling of how the Muppets got together and formed a show; The Great Muppet Caper, which told the story of Kermit, Fozzie, Gonzo, and Miss Piggy capturing the thief who stole Lady Holiday's baseball diamond; and The Muppets Take Manhattan, where the Muppets take their Broadway musical Manhattan Melodies to Broadway. These movies were huge box office hits. After these movies, Henson decided to take on an even more adult perspective. He designed 2 entire worlds for his movies The Dark Crystal and Labyrinth. He combined puppetry with animatronic technology to bring his characters to life. However, these 2 movies weren't as successful as his Muppet movies. People associated Henson with lovable, innocent frogs, bears, chickens, rats, geese, not monsters, demons, and devils. And so, he took his creative genius to something that would combine the essence of the Muppets, the educational value of Sesame Street, and the worlds of The Dark Crystal and Labyrinth, into a television series. This show was called Fraggle Rock, and was meant to entertain adults and children alike. With lovable characters such as Gobo, Wembley, Red, Moki, and Boober, Fraggle Rock became an instant success on HBO with families. Henson wanted to create a show where people of all ages, ethnicities, and languages could connect to. And that is exactly what he did. Fraggle Rock was seen in 10 different countries and 10 different languages. A Christmas special was then ordered that brought the Muppets, the Sesame Street Muppets, and the Fraggles all together in Fozzie Bear's mother's farmhouse. Surprising his mother on Christmas, Fozzie brings his friends to his mother's farmhouse to spend the Christmas season with. Miss Piggy gets caught in a snowstorm and joins them later. This combination of characters showed that the Muppets are a family and can endure the test of time.
Hey, Kermit, are you busy?
Yes, but I can give you my ear for a minute.
What would I do with your ear?
Van Gogh impressions.
Anyway, I just thought of a great new act. Picture this. I'm on roller skates getting pulled by chickens, singing Living on a Prayer in the style of Bon Jovi, and then leap into a ring of fire, landing safely in between the 2 elderly gentlemen in the balcony.
Gonzo, that sounds great, but I can't risk hurting other people, especially Statler and Waldorf. You can have your regular spot on the show tonight, but no new stuff. You sound crazy, Gonzo. All the new things you want to try out?
An artist always has new ideas. Come on, Kermit, you believe in me, right? You think I can do this act, don't you?
Gonzo, listen. I always believe in you. I believe in everyone. You know, if just one person believes in you, deep enough and strong enough, believes in you, hard enough and long enough. Before you knew it, someone else would think, if he can do it, I can do it. Making it people you can say believe in you. And if 2 whole people, why not 3? And if 3 whole people, why not 4? And if 4 whole people, why not more? And more, and more. And when all those people believe in you, deep enough and strong enough, believe in you, hard enough and long enough, it stands to reason you yourself will start to see what everybody sees in you. And maybe even you can believe in you too.
Wow! You all believe in me?
Why,
Yeah. Well, now I have all the confidence I need to do my new act. It'll be great. You'll be so thankful you saw this wonderful piece of art. Thank you, Kermit. You won't regret it.
They say to pick your battles. I guess I didn't pick that one hard enough. Or deep enough, or long enough.
On May 16th, 1990, every magazine cover had a picture of Kermit the Frog. Every news station had segments with pictures and videos of Big Bird and Cookie Monster. On everyone's mind was the man behind the magic. On May 16th, 1990, Jim Henson passed away at the age of 53. After complications from pneumonia, Henson died in a hospital in Manhattan. His funeral was open to the public. However, instead of wearing black, attendees wore bright, vibrant colors. Children were abundant in the congregation. They carried stuffed animals of Henson's creation. The funeral mass was very different from many regular funeral masses. Big Bird sang Being Green after thanking Kermit for everything he did for him. The Muppets sang a medley of Jim's favorite songs. It was a celebration of Jim Henson's life and the creations that would live on forever.
It's in every one of us to be wise. Find your heart, open up both your eyes. We can all know everything without ever knowing why. It's in every one of us, by and by. It's in every one of us, by and by.
Scooter!
Yeah, boss?
I'm in the next sketch, so would you mind introducing the sketch?
Yeah, sure, Chief. Kermit asked me to introduce this next sketch. So here it is. The next sketch.
When life is full of clouds and rain, and I am left with naught but pain, who soothes my thumping, bumping brain? Nobody. In winter time, with snow and sleet, and me with hunger and cold feet, who says, here's 12 bits, now go and eat?
Who does?
Nobody. I ain't never done nothing to nobody. I ain't never got nothing from nobody, no time. And until I get something from somebody sometime, I don't intend to do nothing for nobody, no time.
After Jim Henson's death, puppetry somehow lost its magic. Several Muppet productions were produced, but failed to be as popular as when Henson was alive. However, Sesame Street was thriving, and so puppetry became known to educate and entertain children of a young age. In 2004, the Muppet Studios were then sold to Disney. The Muppets became even more family-friendly than they already were. Under its Disney ownership, the Muppet Studios created a great children's show that was targeted to educate children in a mellower style compared to Sesame Street. PBS had Sesame Street, Nick Jr. had Blue's Room, and Disney had Bear in the Big Blue House. Bear in the Big Blue House was about a group of younger animals who lived in the same house as Bear, their surrogate father. Bear taught the younglings lessons on music, potty training, fire safety, and cooperation. This show was aimed toward children entering preschool. Under Disney, the Muppet Show Muppets created two movies, The Muppets in 2011 and The Muppets Most Wanted in 2014. Unfortunately, these two movies did not become the overnight success as Disney hoped. A sitcom loosely based off of The Office was created in 2015 called The Muppets. This sitcom was short-lived and generated extremely poor ratings. Its goal was to bring back that adult perspective that Henson strived for and show the real side of the Muppets. One viewer commented, "If this is the real side of Kermit the Frog, I'd rather see him acting." After that, the Muppets were taken out of the limelight. In 2020, Disney revived the Muppets for their streaming service, Disney+. This short-form series consists of 6 episodes airing every Friday. Its goal is to bring that charm and zaniness from the original Muppet Show to audiences in 2020. So far, reviews have been positive. This unscripted series has the perfect balance of family-friendly content with some adult humor. 2019 marks Sesame Street's 50th anniversary for educating children all over the world. Things are looking up for Henson's Muppets, and hopefully they will continue to entertain for another 50 years.
We have one more scene and then the big production number. Kermit, for the last scene, can I try out some new jokes? New jokes? Yeah, listen to this. Okay, did you hear about the actor who fell through the floorboard? He was just going through a stage. Isn't that funny? Fozzie, I know wood funnier than you. Oh, come on, Kermit. These were written by my new joke writer, the famous Gags Beasley. No, you're not putting me through that again. Next you're gonna tell me about the banana sketch. I'm telling you, Fozzie, there is no such thing as the banana sketch. You've never heard of the banana sketch? Good grief. That's the funniest joke. Isn't it great? Oh, it's just so funny. 3 bananas. I'll walk. Oh, I can't even. It's just so funny. And then 1 banana says to the... Okay, here is our guest for the last time before the end of our show, Alex Celico!
This past summer, I embarked on an independent study that centered around the art of puppetry and the history of the Muppets. I studied Jim Henson's life and the way he created puppets for his productions. And like Henson, I started with a frog. I bought materials off of Amazon.com and my local Michael's craft store. I have always been interested in puppetry and used to build amateur puppets, starting with Chariho from Bear in the Big Blue House back in 2010. This past year, I entered the Chariho High School Film Festival and entered a film. I titled it The Rainbow Connection and built puppets for it. I won Best Drama Film. However, I did not have the knowledge and skill to understand how to build the puppets properly, so many of the puppets deteriorated after the filming of the short film. During this summer, I built Kermit the Frog. I used my own patterns, and after many trials and errors, I found the right one. I used green fleece for the head, body, and arms. I took some of the green fleece and painted it yellow for the collar. I hand sewed all of the pieces and used black wire for the arm rods. This was a very challenging project. It took a lot of work to design and build puppets, especially making patterns that will fold correctly into the right shape. Through this project, I grew a better understanding of how the Muppets are performed, created, and built. My goal was to break the stereotype that say, puppets are for kids, by showing how much work I really put into it.
Stand by for the production number! Stand by for the production number!
Hey, Kermit, I really wanted to thank you for letting me be on your show tonight.
We were happy to have you. I will be right back. I gotta go perform the finale, but I'll see you after that. Yeah.
Sounds good.
And now for our big production finale, here's an old favorite. Why are there so many songs about rainbows? That's part of what rainbows do. Rainbows are memories, sweet dream reminders. What is it you'd like to do? All of us watching and wishing we'd find it. I've noticed you're watching too. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and you.
All of us under its spell, we know that it's probably magic. Have you been half asleep, and have you heard voices? I've heard them calling my name. Is this the sweet sound that calls the young sailors? The voice might be one and the same.
I've heard it too many times to ignore it. It's something that I'm supposed to be.
Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. La da da dee da da doo. La da 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 dee da doo.
Life's like a movie, write your own ending.
Keep believing, keep pretending. We've done just what we've set out to do. Thanks to the lovers, the dreamers, and you.
Well, it seems we've come to the end of another Muppet Show, but before we go, let's give a very special thank you to our guest, Alex Celico. Yeah!
Thank you. It really was a pleasure, Kermit. Thank you so much for letting me be on your show.
Oh, it was a pleasure having you.
It was great, but I could have gone without the talking sandwich in my dressing room.
Talking sandwich?
Yeah, he was just full of baloney.
I tired of that. Good grief. Anyway, I hope you will always keep imagining and loving. That's what an old friend of mine, Mr. Henson, wanted. If we all live in happiness, true kindness, and appreciation, we can turn the world around. Good night, everyone, and we'll see you next time on The Muppet Show!
How was that?
It's perfect. You'd be proud.
Good.
Phenomena. Phenomena. Phenomena.
Sing
all good things come to an end.
What's that got to do with this show?